back with a new video, and in this week's video we will go over some of the things people go through when they find out that they can't draw on their own but can copy other images perfectly. Now, I used to do the same all the time, drawing what I saw exactly like it looked on the reference, but over time I tried to draw my very own characters and my very own situations, and now this is what I do most of the time, draw my own characters. So now let's get into the video. Here are some tips you can use to try and draw your very own work if you don't want to copy draw anymore. So first things first is to, of course, learn some rules. When we copy, we don't think about why we draw that line and why the shadow is here. The only thing we think about is drawing what we see. And by learning some rules, I mean learning how to draw poses. Poses are hard, but once we know how to draw poses, it will become much easier for us to draw our very own characters in the future. So just learn how to draw some basics before adding more details to it. Or if you want to learn how to draw buildings, then try to draw boxes. Try to draw boxes in different perspectives. If you want to learn how to draw heads, draw lots and lots of circles. Add more details to that circles. And yeah, there's a lot more to faces than just circles, but yeah, I hope you get me. Learn the basics before you add too much details to it. Then next we have tip number 2, and that is to find references. You can run from me and this tip. Every single video I make will mostly include this tip. Why? Because it is the most important of them all. By using references, you will be able to design many things quicker, but also draw better, because you want your brain to think differently from the references you use. You want your brain to think creative. You want to challenge yourself. You want to use that reference and turn it into your own. So yes, use some references, understand the reference you use, and there next you can then try to add your own details into the reference you use. So tip number 3 is to sketch a lot, and with sketching I mean sketch lots and lots of different things and outfits, because when you especially want to make your own character or your own landscape, instead of copying other people's characters, it's best to know some things before jumping into action, like what eyes to use, what outfit to use, etc. So yeah, sketching lots and lots of different things can make you way better, and this does not mean you should do it on iPad, but do it with your own hands, because when you draw with your own hands, you will have limits to how much you can use the erase button, and you will learn how to control your hands before jumping into the iPad, which is next level, because on iPads you can then erase your lines and you have infinite amount of chances to make a perfect line. So draw on paper when you can, because you have limits there, and you know you have to get the lines right before the paper gets too messy. So yes, sketch a lot and lots of things on paper, especially in your sketchbook and with your own hand. Don't use iPads. Don't use iPads. So tip number 4 is more like an issue you may have. They think about perfection all the time. When we think about perfection, we often think about making it exactly like the reference we see. That way we don't get the chance to be creative, and therefore we can't come out of our comfort zones and draw new characters. Drawing our own, we don't want to take risk. We don't want to change the reference into something else. Nope. We want to stay hidden inside our very own box. So don't think about perfection all the time. Learn sometimes to take a risk and then try something new. Learn how to be creative, how to challenge yourself some more, because when you challenge yourself some more, you of course learn more, you of course understand more, instead that you only draw the things you see or the things you are used to draw. If you do that all the time, you will learn a little bit, by time to time, but it will become very slow. So yes, get out of your comfort zone, draw something you don't like, and just face your fears. That's what art is about, to face your fears. So that brings us to the very last tip, and that is to ask people for ideas. This is one of my favorite tips, because if I don't have anything to do or anything to draw, I often ask my friends if they have something I can draw. I can draw. If you want to draw something on your own, then rely on other people. Ask them what to draw. Make them give you a challenge, like a pose, an outfit, or an expression, and try to draw something out of that. Search for the idea and save lots and lots of pictures and references. Then combine them all into one character. When we do this, if we ask people, they will often give us something we have never tried, because we all think differently, we all have different ideas. So when we ask another artist, it's like asking another one who draws what to draw, and then they will come up with something they think about, something you never will have thought about. And if you do that, you will actually get some more creative thoughts into your brain, because you try something different that you haven't tried before at all. So yes, asking other people for challenges, for new things to draw, is actually a pretty good idea if you're stuck, or if you want to learn something new, if you want to be more creative, if you want to draw on your own. Or there's some extra tip, and that would be to read a lot. I don't mean read like bibliography or big books like that. I don't like to read actually, but to read mangas especially, and comics especially, I get a lot and lots of references. And if I take a photo of those references, I will definitely get some more creative thoughts into my own head, because comics have so many different details and different perspectives and different characters and different stories I never would have thought about, and I love to try to draw something new. So every time I see a comic page I often try to draw the specific page, like the way it looks, on my own style. So yes, use a comic, use a manga, and